I made a little video out on a walk today. It's the 18th of April, and it snowed today here in Michigan. And here we see the spring flowers trying to come up, and a bunch of forsythia in bloom with the snow in the background. But it's just a little peek into our world today. And I'm sure the snow won't stay around for very long, but I just thought it was such a pretty contrast with the snow with the yellow flowers.
Hi, I thought we could take a look at the People magazine that I got in the mail the other day. And this has Viola Davis on the cover. This is my survival story. She has written a book. We'll read about it in the magazine. Impoverished, hungry, and abused as a child, the star forgave in order to heal. And we have Tiger's amazing comeback, and we get a peek, well, we get all the details, it says, of Ben and J-Lo's perfect engagement, the rare ring, and her joyful yes. There's a new Dove antiperspirant that helps restore underarm skin. That caught my eye. I have to wonder about that. Here we have our chatter. And we have Jim Carrey first, and he is asked, what is he going to be doing in his retirement now that he has announced that? And he says, I'm going to watch some Mystery Science Theater reruns, about 25 years of them I missed. Then we have Serena Williams here, and she's asked about how her priorities have shifted since she became a mother, even though her daughter is 4. And she says, I still want the titles, the success, and the esteem, but it's not my reason for waking up in the morning. And that's true of everybody. And we have Tyra Banks, and she's asked about how she feels about her appearance versus her younger years now that she's older. And she says, I think I'm more confident today because the world accepts so many different types of beauty. Up here we have Michelle Pfeiffer, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit so you can see that picture of her in Scarface so long ago. And she's talking about those iconic sunglasses. And where did they come from? And she says, those I bought at a drugstore for like $3. Isn't that funny? And here we have Joe Manganello, Sofia Vergara's husband, hunk that he is. And he apparently listens to hard rock music when he's working out to keep that physique of his. And he's asked what his wife, Sophia, thinks about it. And he says, she thinks that Satan's coming for me when I work out. And then we have Mindy Kaling. She's asked how her children view her. She's got 2 little babes and they're both under 4. And she says they normally think of their mom as like, oh, the slob who writes at her computer all day. Now we have the 5 things we're talking about, and we start at 5, and it's Pete Davidson talking about his Netflix category that, well, it's not his, but he inspired it, and it's the short movie, there's a little word that I'm not going to say in there, category, and he says, I'm a simple man with no attention span, and I was wondering about this, the criteria for a short movie is 1 hour, 40 minutes. So it has to be under that. I think that's a good story because I know when we're looking for something to watch, I always ask how long it is. Mariah Carey has a masterclass in voice, and she's going to preview a new version of her hit, The Roof, that she worked on with Brandy. There's a little picture of Brandy down there. And here we have Iris Apfel, and she has, at age 100, still working hard, she has launched an H&M collection. Number 2, ooh, look at those. Let's bring it up a little bit. Kit Kat has a new flavor, blueberry muffin, limited edition. And Rob Lowe and his son team up. This young man is John Owen, and it started as him trolling his dad, but now they've turned it into a Netflix series, Unstable. We have our extra ad that makes you look twice. Table of contents with Benifer there. And behind the scenes with Viola. And here are some of the things that they used. This concealer from L'Oreal. What is it? L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. It's $14 at Target. And those pretty earrings by Deepa Gurnari. So like Deepak, but with no K. Pretty. And here we have Slime Time from Santa Monica, April 9th. Rob Gronkowski, the football player, and Miranda Cosgrove. They are at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. They got slimed. Here's them before slime. Looking good. And here we have LA, April 10th. Lily Collins and Ashley Park talked about their Netflix series. It's Emily in Paris is the show. And I just heard an Alicia Keys song the other day and thought of her. Then I saw this picture. What a beautiful voice. And she is kissing Clive Davis here at his 90th birthday party. And that's New York City, April 6th. Here we have Drake and his little babe. Look at those eyes. Adonis. Where are they at a game? Oh, Toronto Raptors game in Toronto. And we have Chrissy Teigen and one of their babes, Luna. Where are they? On vacation in Hawaii. Idris Elba down here. They had an award. Oh, they're at a premiere of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in LA. Wife and daughter at his side. Jessica Simpson with her little brood here. That one's Birdie. Her name is Birdie. Isn't that cute? Beautiful. A couple reunited on Miami Beach in April 8th. Here comes a hard name. Maxim Chmirkovsky. He's returned to the U.S. from his native Ukraine and reunited with Peter Murgatroyd. Miranda Lambert in Nashville in a plunging dress at the Country Music Awards. She won Female Video of the Year for If I Was a Cowboy. And here we got some funny guys down here. Riverdale actor Charles Melton with Ben Stiller and Tracy Morgan. And they are at Madison Square Gardens at a basketball game. We have the People podcast. And then we have an ad for that. We have a wedding exclusive. Look at that couple. Aren't they beautiful? This is in Palm Desert, April 9th. Ryan Cabrera and Alexa Bliss. And here are some pictures. There are the rings. It's called Crossbones ring for him. And look at, there's hers. It's beautiful. And then we had a little NSYNC mini reunion down here, I guess, at the wedding. This looks different than it usually does. There's these huge dog food ads here. Usually these are spread apart, but it's nice to have the fashion nonetheless. Bustiers are back. Zoe Deutsch, Al Fanning, who's on the seam here, but she always manages to make it into this little section. Kerry Washington, isn't that beautiful? Halsey. Kristen Stewart is often in these two. Jessica Alba and Rachel Brosnahan. All with a bustier. Bustiers are back. There's our cute little Trojan horse ad for Lunchables. Made up. It's very clever. Of all different Lunchables. This blew my mind that the Beckhams have a child, in this case a son, who is old enough to be married. He's young, I'll give you that. He's 23, but It just seems to me like their kids should be little. I don't know. But here we have them, and this is Brooklyn Beckham, and he is married now to Nicola Peltz. What a classic looking picture. We have some little peeks into the wedding here. And they had, of course, A-list guests. Gordon Ramsay, who is apparently a very good friend of the Beckhams. Venus Williams. And Eva Longoria. I'm sure there were more. And here's the couple up here. They asked in lieu of gifts that the guests donate to the Ukrainian aid effort. Down here, look who snuck in on their celebration, so to speak, in the magazine anyway. Courtney and Travis have a practice wedding in Vegas. I guess they went to One Love Wedding Chapel in Vegas. This looks a little different than it usually does, the heart monitor section. Avril Lavigne is engaged to Mod Sun. There's their rings. Uh-oh, it's over. Andrew Garfield and Alyssa Miller. 2 years strong. Halle Berry with Fionn Hunt, but they are not married. I don't think they are. They're just boyfriend and girlfriend or partners. And Split. This made me sad. I love that guy, Kenan Thompson. My son watched every show of his when he was little, and he has apparently divorced. Well, they're divorcing. Christina Evangeline is his wife after 10 years, I think it said, and they have 2 little kids. Will Smith banned from the Oscars, but that will play itself out, and we hope for the best in all parties. Oh, I do anyway, because I like them all. This is Clea Shearer, and this is an interesting story. She owns a lifestyle company, and she is in a show that I don't watch, but she self-diagnosed a very aggressive form of breast cancer in herself with self-palpation. She's well under the age that we go to have mammograms, and at least in the United States, because she's only 40. So she's promoting awareness of that. And I'm glad she caught them. And this, Betty White's home on the ocean, is on sale for $7.95 million. Let's take a look at it. She and Alan Ludden purchased the lot in 1978. It was $170,000, 0.28 acres, and then I'm assuming they built this home. I mean, obviously. And you look at the views. I first thought it said 28 acres, which, I mean, can you imagine how much 28 acres on the ocean, even for a celebrity, would be? I mean, but it's 0.28. I just saw these two on a show promoting their book. The Jenna and Barbara Bush, the twins, George W. and Laura's twins, they've written a children's book. And it is the Superpower Sisterhood. And I never knew Laura Bush, their mother, was an only child. I don't know too much about them. Admittedly, there's the whole family. But they will probably be on TV a lot if you watch those type of shows promoting their book. There's a Sistine ad for dry eyes. And here's our passages section. We have, so this looks kind of the same. Weddings, Christina Hawk and Joshua Hall. This girl is on HGTV, and this is a realtor that she's married. Rocker Jack White has married girlfriend Olivia Jean at Detroit's Masonic Temple here, which is interesting. I live in Metro Detroit. My son stood up in a wedding at the Masonic Temple over Christmas. And my son is sang there too, so that's of local interest to me. And the President Biden's granddaughter is getting engaged to a lawyer. Splits. Comedian Ali Wong and entrepreneur husband Justin Hakuda have split. Husband. I was going to say, I don't know if they were married. And then Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus have filed for divorce. And they were married in 1993 and share 5 children, of course, with their child Miley, who is 39. She'll be 30 soon. NFL quarterback Dwayne Haskins dies at 24. What a sad story. Pittsburgh Steelers he played for. He died in Florida after being struck by a dump truck while attempting to cross I-595 on foot. He was in the area training. That's terrible. How sad. That's too young. And this face I am well familiar with because my mother watched CBS soaps for decades. Catherine Hayes from As the World Turns, I don't know how long. She was on the soap for nearly 40 years. She passed away in Connecticut, 87. Bobby Rydell has passed at 79. He died of pneumonia. Ed Sheeran has won his plagiarism lawsuit in London, so that's good for him. I don't know much about it. Happy birthday, Simu Liu, Kelly Clarkson, and Al Pacino. All this coming up. We have a new Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. So that's there. She made history doing that. It says making history. Restore hope with a wish. Make-A-Wish Foundation. There we have an ad encouraging people to donate. Oh, and I love these. Here's our little Yorkie. He's a golden Yorkie, and it says she yes, gives humans hair envy. And this dog is on Instagram, right? And the person, their owner, is a photographer, so they come up with all these different pictures. I want to plug them. Willie Cute. Willie Cute. Her name's Wilhelmina, and she's 11 years old. And these 3 firefighters, where do these guys live? I thought it was somewhere in they work at a station at an army base. It says in Virginia, and 2 of them are named Kyle. But within 24 hours, they all became dads of boys. Isn't that something else? There's an ad for the Stuttering Foundation. To someone who stutters, it's easier done than said. That's a good ad. I don't know her name, but we all know her. Kaylee Cuoco, is that how you say it? She's in a new show. HBO Max, The Flight Attendant. We all know her from The Big Bang Theory, one of my mother's favorite shows. Russian Doll. Returned 420, 2nd season. And it says the narrative scale here is larger and looser and the emotion cuts deeper. Hometown Kickstart, presented by People. It's a new reality show on HGTV with some familiar faces. Here's an ad for some books. Aaron Blabey, maybe. Here's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I think it starts April 22nd. Nicolas Cage in the role of a lifetime. It says action comedy. And this is on Peacock, killing it. Craig Robinson's new show, a comedy. And I like him. If I remember about it, I'll give it a try. There's so many things on. The Apple TV, Roar. Issa Rae, Nicole Kidman, and Betty Gilpin are among the stars taking a turn to lead this imaginative anthology series based on Irish authors Cecilia Ahern's often surreal short stories about modern womanhood. And it's a comedy? Okay. Sounds pretty serious. Camila Cabello in Familia. This is in pop music. She wrote it. Well, it was written during the pandemic with a lyrical focus on her roots. This is her third album. Sounds good. Alec Benjamin, the Let Me Down Slowly indie pop singer, is releasing his sophomore album in parentheses commentary on April 15th, and they do a little Q&A. I guess he was in Coachella. I think that's over. AMC 61st Street. What do we have here? Courtney B. Vance takes on a corrupt police department. Sundays at 10. Intense drama. And down here, we have Josh Brolin on Amazon in Outer Range. And it's a drama. And it says, it's not Yellowstone 2.0. It has an intriguing supernatural twist. There's a lot of shows about cowboys, but this apparently has a supernatural twist. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. I've not seen this yet. seizetheawkward.org. And they have little quote boxes. You good? Want to talk? You okay? I'm all ears. You good? Talking about reaching out to your people that you care about. Make sure they're okay. Now we have the best new books. Bonnie Garmus, Lessons in Chemistry is Book of the Week. Gina Sorrell, The Wise Women. Brian Morton, Tasha, a memoir. A memoir of his mother, I believe. And Diane Keaton has, I think it's a book of pictures. Of different scenes. She collects images, and she is age 76. And there's that beautiful yellow outfit that we saw on the cover and the beautiful earrings. So, Viola Davis. I count it all as joy. Her story is one of trauma, poverty, and abuse. How the star found the grace to forgive, and why she'll always be grateful. Oh, the loves of her life. Here's her husband, Julius. And daughter and mom and her husband. There's her and her mom again. Love and forgiveness can operate on the same plane as anger. And she has written a book. It's common. And she's playing Michelle Obama too, taking on the First Lady. At the end of the day, I'm just human, I promise you. I want to find the book. There it is. I was still hiding a huge part of my story. There she's a little girl. Look at that little face. Oh. She was bullied too, so from just the broad strokes here, Dad was an alcoholic, and they didn't have hardly any money. But here's the book, Finding Me. I kept silently praying for someone to come and save me. So you could maybe see if your library has it. Sometimes libraries will get things for you if you request them, or I don't know, it looks like an inspiring story. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, The Perfect Engagement. Let's take a look at this ring. What does it say up there? A year after rekindling their romance, the superstar couple, back together after 20 years, are looking forward to saying I do. Let's take a look at this ring. It's not on the, oh, no, there it is. Okay, her unique ring. Just as special as Lopez and Affleck's rekindled romance is the green diamond shown in this was her April 8th engagement announcement video that Ben proposed with. The rarity of a natural green diamond cannot be overstated, says this expert of the Natural Diamond Council. Okay, well, generally speaking, green's the second rarest natural color of a diamond, with fancy red being the rarest. I certainly haven't ever heard of it, but here's a little timeline of their sweet and sexy romance. They are in love. And look at J-Lo in her lucky green clothing through the years. She looks good in green. She'd look good in any color, right? She's J-Lo. Tiger's return. After nearly losing his right leg in a 2021 car accident, the golf legend once again defies the odds to make his comeback at the Masters. That car accident was only last year. He was in pain, but not enough to drop out, says an insider. He says he's very thankful. This is a nice story. This lady, what's her name? This lady is Wendy Farrell, and she comes from Missouri, I think. She had adopted a child from the Ukraine, and upon hearing, well, this was years ago, but yeah, she's from Missouri. She has traveled to Poland. These children are orphans, and she is there to help take care of the orphan population that has escaped. Isn't it pretty? It's so picturesque. And they all look very happy. I want to protect them, she says. And they are in Krakow, Poland. Here she is, these beautiful pictures. Journey to safety. After a nightmarish journey from Ukraine to Poland, the orphans and caregivers met up with Wendy in Krakow, March 3rd. The group then boarded a bus, and they had an hour's drive to a temporary dormitory on the city's outskirts. And what a mission. They're happy where they are, but it's not home, says Alona Farrell, Wendy's daughter. How can you help? The IU project supports Ukrainian orphans. If you can see that there, I don't know anything about them. Maybe you can go on their website. And here we have Orlando Bloom, who is helping some kids too. And he has written a whole essay here. And here he is meeting people. Here's a young refugee carrying a stuffed animal, and he's meeting with families, and he's working in conjunction with UNICEF. He says, as a father, I would do whatever it took to protect my children, yet I could barely begin to comprehend the devastating decisions these mothers were forced to make. Look at this. Look at that handsome face. And I hope I'm going to say your name right. I know your last name's DeMarco, but is the first name Niall? Like if there was a K and it was Kyle, is it Niall DeMarco? Dancing with the Stars. I don't watch it. But boy, oh boy, is that a cute guy. And he is breaking barriers. Born deaf and breaking barriers. He dreamed of being a teacher, but wound up a model instead. Now the deaf activist is using his platform to change the world. Let's plug his book a little bit. It's way, way, way down here. Deaf Utopia is his book. Here are some more nice pictures. He's a man of many talents. And some nice pictures here. He is a little guy. There's still so much I want for the deaf community. This is a terrifying story. The kidnapping case had long ago gone cold. Then friends stepped in. Justice for Danny. This is an old case. More than 50 years after Danny Goldman was taken from his home and never seen again, a team of dedicated neighbors solved the teen's murder. Here he is at age 17, Danny Goldman, and look at these old pictures. He actually looks a lot like my dad as a young man. I had to do a double take. And the neighbors solved the crime. I guess that this young man was just literally somebody broke in the house and took him. They kidnapped him. So the Kidnappers Trail, a newspaper map of the getaway car's path from the Goldman house. So we were able to see them drive away, Danny's mother said. In a neighborhood on the edge, I bet they were if somebody came in and grabbed a child. I can only imagine. The kidnapping was a shocker, says Joe. I'm assuming a neighbor maybe, who remembers the police swarming the Goldman house in the entire town. Here he is at his bar mitzvah, this young man, or somebody's bar mitzvah. The parents went on TV pleading for help. This man was the prime suspect. He's dead now. He was not named in the case before he died in 1980, but in 2015, the team linked a fingerprint on the Goldman sliding glass door to him. And then this, Joe Chicken Cacciatore, a cousin of Florida crime boss Santo Trafficante, is also believed to have participated in Danny's murder. That's crazy. These people were critical in solving the crime. This is Karen Duffy. She was a VJ on MTV. And she says, I have lousy health and a great life. She has sarcoidosis of the central nervous system. It's very rare. And she's living with the chronic pain of a rare illness. She has developed a determined and infectious optimism. There's her son, and I think that's her husband. Yes. My body may be breaking down, but my spirit is ginning up. She's good friends with George Clooney. I don't think that Lincoln was a romance. I don't know. But they're good friends. As a matter of fact, I think that they're at George Clooney's house in Italy. And she has written a book, Wise Up, Lessons for Living. Okay, she has I wanted to share how Stoic philosophy, and Stoic is capitalized, so it must be a thing beyond just the meaning of the word. I want to share how it lit up my life like a bottle rocket. Oh, look at her. That's in Connecticut. There's Scott Wolf and his brood. I watched Party of Five when it was on, and I had to watch it alone because it was a girl's show, my husband would say, and it's not. I love that show. He's looking good. He's got a beautiful family, and the wife is an author. The actor and his author wife open up about their 18-year marriage, 3 super fun kids, and the occasional bumps and bruises that only make them stronger. There they are. Well, There's the Salingers as younger people. And then he's still on TV. I don't watch too much network TV, so I don't know. But he still works. And his wife, Kelly, with an EY, has written Flow, Finding Love Over Worry, her guide to peace of mind. Here's the ad for the Cozy app, and here's Mark Maron. With a podcast king gets personal. The comedian of unexpected success, heartbreaking loss, and the stories he shares to help others. And here was his heartbreaking loss. He lost Lynn Shelton, director, recently. And here are different things he's been in, and there is him on his podcast. And he is a cat lover. And here is kind of like a every parent's nightmare. We were switched at birth. These two ladies. And this is Tina. And this is Jill. A family's routine genealogy search revealed the unimaginable truth about two women born at the same Oklahoma hospital 57 years ago. And here they are as children. I did see the word somewhere in here, alleged. So I don't know if they're still working this one out, but they lived parallel lives. Here they are in their Sunday best, and the pictures reflect the times. And they were both country kids. And here's 80s pictures. Look at the 80s hair. They both look so beautiful. And they both had loving families. And here they are now with one of their mothers. Yes, that's Catherine in the middle with, biological daughter Jill. And then the daughter she raised. Everything I thought I knew has now disappeared, says Mom here, Catherine Jones, who raised Tina and is Jill's biological mother, so maybe it's not so alleged. This all got brought to light. Well, they first contacted each other through Facebook. When the DNA tests came back, Jill spotted a Facebook message from Tina, who was a complete stranger, and this stranger had the wildly improbable theory that they had been switched at birth. I mean, imagine reading a Facebook message like that. But she considered Tina's words carefully. I'd always wanted to take one of those DNA tests, says Jill. Before she did, she and Tina met at a diner and spent hours talking about their lives. I'll never forget when Jill got out her lipstick and put it on exactly the way Mom does, Tina recalls. That's when I knew. I didn't even need DNA. And here we have some little children. And this is in Connecticut. And they are for Earth Day, which is the 22nd. Talking about food waste, and I do unfortunately think that school cafeterias are a big producer of food waste. So these kids, uneaten food, some of it gets composted, extra milk is emptied into a bucket for leftover liquids, and then they recycle the cartons, and unopened snacks like chips are left in a basket, and it looks like apples too, and then they donate them. And this just talks about food waste. Save those scraps, revive your food, use what you have. And here's pasta with broccoli stem pesto. Try and use the stems too. We have eaten the stems, but we try not to waste anything. And here are all things that you can buy to be greener, which I always think is kind of a it makes no sense. But one thing that I do want to do is use beeswax wrap. But I think that we could make it, and we don't have to buy it. We would have to buy beeswax. That's $60, that lunchbox. And this person, what's this lady's name? Sheila Moravati, and she is trying to promote less single-use plastics in movies and TV, like they did with smoking. They cut down the cigarette smoking so much, and they claim that it helped with the amount of people that smoked. And here's all things that you can buy to be greener. Here's some skincare stuff, gel cleaner, cleanser, and Silymarin CF. It's an oil. It's $169. So, and then there's something called Doris Day MD Skincare, and that's her. I've never heard of it. And that's a little beauty fridge they have now. A Kululi mini printed beauty fridge, $69 to store your products that need refrigeration. And they have a new People Royals with the Queen on it, so pretty and pink. And here's more stuff to buy. Hey Dewey wireless facial humidifier. Now here's something maybe as affordable. Bio oil body lotion for $12. You can probably buy it at the drugstore. And then who's this lady? Dr. McCreen. Oh gosh. Alexiades, maybe. She's 54, looking good, and she has is making some recommendations there. She has her own line. It's a little pricey. That's $195, her serum. And then Kula Classic Face Organic Sunscreen. But that's from Kula. This, doesn't it look good? Cheesy corn and ranch pizza with black pepper honey. Eric Kim, this guy here. He's written a book, The New Korean American Cookbook. And he says, one of the greatest revelations I had on a recent trip to Korea was the pivotal role that sweetness played in the pizzas there. And then here we have chocolate chip, peanut butter, and banana cookies. But these are banana chips, the dehydrated bananas. And this person, Christina Tosi, has written, well, she's the owner of the Milk Bar Bakeries, and she has written, Dessert Can Save the World. We have our puzzles, and then Naomi Watts looking so beautiful. And the last time I missed someone was today. She says my kids, because they went to Dad's. Liev Schreiber is a Benadryl ad. And thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you're doing well. And